we surely ought to love one another. So whenever you get into a conversation that's like, what is love? Like, what is it? What even is love? Like, maybe you're considering, like, there's friendships that you can have, like loving friendships. Some of you at some point, or maybe already, are pursuing like relationships, like boyfriend, girlfriend type stuff. And you might get to these conversations of like, are we in love? And like, how do you know? And like, what is love? And again, our culture will say love is like a feeling, and love is this like, oh, do you feel in love? Are you in love, out of love? And like, there's all these like shows and all these movies and things that show us that like, love is this thing like you either feel it or you don't. But the Bible actually says that love is action. Love is when we say that I am willing to sacrifice something for someone else. And the Bible says that love is best demonstrated, best expressed. Like, you want to know what love is. The essential piece of love is that God sent his son to walk the earth and to die on the cross for us because he loved us that much. There are some mind-blowing things in the Bible where it says God did this when you and I were still considered his enemies. Like, he didn't send Jesus to die once we got our act together, once we got our lives.
All right, friends, here we are once again, warm by the fire. Let's just warm up, shall we? Yes, it is that time again here at the end of our Thursday nights where we announce our winners for our chicken competition we had before. We also just give you a quick word of encouragement. So, Parker is saying the music makes it all better, and it's so true. Let this soothing acoustic guitar just wash over you and let all the worries of the world just pass as we enjoy some fireside chats with your boy, Mike Noonan. So, are excited for tonight. I'm going to keep this little music going and turn it up a little bit. So good. So good. Okay, let's get to our winners from earlier tonight. Here we go. We're going to have a few of us. Hopefully you are jumping on. If you jumped on earlier, you could be a winner. So I hope that you stayed around for our fireside chat tonight. Okay, so the first one, how many feathers does a chicken have? Well, the answer to that one is every chicken's different, much like a person. All the hairs on our head, God knows. Just like every feather on a chicken, God knows as well. But the average, they've said, the scientists, the people, the real chicken people, they say an average of 8,000 feathers per chicken. Not a lot of chicken. That's a lot of feathers. A lot of feathers. So, we are, I'm going to make sure. Yeah, I have it on. Okay, great. So 7,000 people. So Caleb, Luyk. How would you say that last name? Like. Luyk. Luyk. So, Amberlyn, maybe give Parker her phone back. That's probably nice. I don't know. There's a lot of things happening outside of the fireside chat right now. But okay, so Caleb, you win our first one, $10 to Raising Cane's. Now, next one, eggs. How many eggs? 365 days in a year. How many eggs does the chicken lay? What comes first, the chicken or the egg? These are some of our more contemplative thoughts here at the Fireside Chats with Mike. But the average is 276 eggs. Isn't that crazy? 276 eggs. That's a lot of eggs. So I don't know if you want some eggs in the morning, but know that every chicken has 276 ready, waiting for you. So the winner of that one is Patrick Bohannon.
Whoa!
Way to go, Pat. That a boy. Here you go. I think it's how you say his name. Okay, great. Yeah, I did it. I did a good job. Sam says I did a good job. Kennedy says I did a good job. So I wouldn't have got that one without Chad. So like I said, we are in Chad's office. This is his picture. And I just moved all the camera stuff into here. So that's kind of fun. Okay, so that's the one. 276 goes to Patrick Bohannon. Last one, the country with the most amount of eggs. Now, the country with the most amount of eggs is China. And they're about double number 2 on the list, which would be Indonesia. And third would be the United States. We're number 3. Number 1, China. And that'd be 50 billion. So 50,737,118,000. So that's how many chickens that China has. And so the winner closest to that, because Patrick just copied and pasted that into the Google chat, would be Parker. So Parker, you win $10 gift card to Raising Cane's as well. So the 3 of you hopefully will enjoy some chicken. Now, if you didn't get a chance to win tonight, I'd love to take you to Raising Cane's. Our volunteers would love to take you to Raising Cane's. We'd love just to hang out with you in this crazy COVID season that we find ourselves. So if you'd like to hang out, please hit us up. Let us know. So, okay, last thing tonight we have for you is just, again, the Cookie Van, beginning of December. You need to go onto our Instagram page. We're going to post a good amount of stuff on there to remind you of what's coming up. Remember, COVID is a hard, crazy time, and there's so much disappointment. Just when we think we're kind of turning the corner on the whole thing, we go back and do a shutdown. You go back to remote learning. But remember, I think there's an opportunity for all of you in the midst of all this craziness. And that God isn't trying to ruin our lives. God isn't creating all of this to wreck what we find comfortable and good and fun. But I think what God does is redeem. God brings hard things and somehow shapes them in such a way for us that we can understand God in a more full and complete way. So I think there's an opportunity for each of you as you're remote learning, as you're navigating Wi-Fi signals and how to get your packets and how to figure out all the homework pieces, all the different things that you're doing, your disconnection with friends, and you're just friends over text, and that can lead to some hard things because it's a terrible medium for communication. And all of that stuff, I think God can bring some sort of truth to our story and to our life, and I think it's up to us to try to figure out those things and find those things every day. So my hope is that tomorrow and this next week, as you go into Thanksgiving, that you would look, hopefully, for what's going on in life. That hope would be the thing that centers you and points you in the right direction as you're trying to navigate this COVID-19 season. So know that I would love to be praying for you. Kennedy would love to be praying for you. We're just the youth ministry staff. We have volunteers, and Connor and Alex and Heidi and the Ringenbergs and Zach and Carl. Oh, who could forget the great Carl Powell? Would love to be praying for you and thinking of you in this season. So please let us know what's going on. We want to stay connected. We'd love to find ways that we can encourage you and point you to Jesus and to God, who's this great God of love who wants to redeem this crazy, weird world with which we find ourselves right now. So, friends, please be encouraged. I hope tonight was fun for you. The chicken knowledge, Chad's all done now with his movies. Oh, single tier.
Back to Confirmation.
Back to confirmation next week. So we have, we're going to start with our deep classes again in January, but be on the lookout for Cookie Van promos, both on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So it should be really, really fun. Haven. Let's go Powell's. I don't know why she said Powell's. I support the Powell movement as well. So anyway, friends, have a great night. We will see you in a couple weeks. Enjoy Thanksgiving. Be grateful for all that you have because, friends, you trust me, you have so much. So anyway, have a great night. Thanks for joining me by the fire. Just right before we go. Nice and toasty. Ooh, wow. It's a warm one tonight here in the fire. Wow. Just the blazing heat we got going on there. Anyway, we'll see you. Have a great Thanksgiving week.